Good afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome to Bishop's University. This is an event to honor the accomplishments of our graduating students. In just a few moments, our graduates will enter, followed by the academic procession. A professional photographer will take each graduate's photo as they come up on stage. Photos will be made available on the university's website in the coming week. In order to ensure everyone's safety, we ask that you remain in your seats during the ceremony. Finally, as a mark of respect for our graduates and to enable everyone in the theater to enjoy the ceremony, you are asked to silence your cell phones. Thank you. Bonjour et bienvenue à la collation des grades de l'Université Bishops. Ceci est un événement pour célébrer les réalisations de tous nos finissants. Dans quelques minutes, nos diplômés vont entrer, suivis de la procession universitaire. Un photographe professionnel prendra des photos de chaque diplômé. Les photos seront disponibles via le site Internet de l'Université dans les prochains jours. Pour assurer la sécurité de tous, nous vous demandons de rester à votre place pendant la cérémonie. Par courtoisie envers les diplômés et les autres invités, nous vous demandons de fermer tous vos appareils de communication personnelle pendant la cérémonie. Merci et bonne célébration. Bonjour à tous et à chacun. Au nom de l'Université Bishops, bienvenue à tous. Parents, familles, amis, futurs doctorats honoris causa et surtout la promotion de 2019. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge our history. Our beautiful Bishops campus is proudly located on the traditional territory of the Abenaki people. As we begin the celebration of our graduating students, we, the Bishops community, honor the Abenaki as the traditional stewards of the land on which we meet today. The word convocation, from the Latin convocare, means to call together, to summon. Today's convocation ceremony summons us to a moment of great shared significance. In it, we celebrate the joy of learning, the advancement of knowledge, the transformative bonds of friendship, the power of perseverance, and the deep satisfaction of achievement. Artistic creativity is an integral part of our university, an important means of expressing our humanity. Before the Chancellor formally opens convocation, I invite you to enjoy the artistry of some of our students and community members, led by Dr. Jamie Crooks of the Philosophy Department, accompanied by Professor Fanny Godet, Director of the University Singers. They will perform I'll Remember You by Bob Dylan.
When I've forgotten all the rest, you to me were true, you to me were the best. When there is no more, you cut to the core, quicker than anyone that I knew. When you're all alone in the great unknown, I'll remember you. Oh yes, I will. I'll remember you at the end of the trail. Got so much left to do, and so little time to fail. There's some people there.
There's some people there.
Don't forget.
No, you don't forget.
Even though you've only seen them one time or two. When the roses fade, I'm in the shade.
In the shade.
I remember you. Didn't I love you?
Didn't I love you, baby?
Didn't I care? Didn't I sleep? Didn't I weep beside you? Oh, with the rain that was blowing through your hair. I'll remember you when the wind blows through the piney woods,
Welcome to the 2019 graduating class and all of their families and friends. I now declare this Convocation of Bishops University to be open. It's customary at these events for the Chancellor to say a few words to convey to the graduating students some advice which at least he believes to be wise. I'm aware that you're here to graduate and not for the advice, so I'll be brief. Étant donné que c'est votre première expérience d'une collation des grades, vous ne vous rendrez pas compte que je vais me répéter un peu dans mes conseils. Mais je vais effectivement me répéter parce que je vais vous donner le même conseil que j'ai donné à mes enfants quand elles étaient à la même étape que vous. When you completed high school, the pursuit of further education was the default option, and your only choice was really where to do it. For many, if not most of you, you're now at a stage where there is no default option for what to do next, and the range of choices open to you is daunting. You spent 3 or 4 years, and in some cases longer, on the Massawippi, acquiring a liberal education, an in-depth knowledge of a particular field of study, and exposure to different disciplines. You have had the good fortune to study on a campus where the world literally meets. Half of Bishop's students are from outside Quebec, including 500 international students from more than 60 countries. These experiences will have exposed you to other perspectives, an essential ingredient for success in the 21st century. Your university years will have helped some of you form a clear idea of your life's calling, but I suspect that most of you don't yet know what that is. I know that I didn't when I was at your stage. While no one can tell you what to do, I can offer some advice about how to think about the question. First, define success. Your bishop's experience will have given you the opportunity to reflect on what success might look like. Everyone defines it differently and personally, but here's what's worked for me and the people I know who've been fortunate enough to find satisfaction in their work life. Find something to do which you feel passionate about, which plays to your strengths, and associates you with colleagues and an organization with whom you share common values. It's impossible to know at this stage exactly what field of endeavor will meet your definitions of success, but don't let this uncertainty prevent forward progress towards that goal. The thing to do is to make the best guess you can, choose from amongst the available choices, and go for it. While your youth limits your range of experience, it's a huge asset because it means that you have a lot of time ahead of you to accumulate experience and let it inform your choices. So use your youth to advantage by trying things and assessing them against your definition of success, which you can expect to evolve. Some of you will be fortunate enough to find the right fit on your first try. But if you don't, try something else and keep on trying until you do. A couple of real-life illustrations of how this can work. When we were undergraduates, a friend of mine worked at different things after graduating, and in her late 20s, she decided, based on that experience, that she thought that being a medical doctor would be her thing. This meant going back to school, and she fretted that she would be much older than her classmates and wouldn't actually start to practice until she was in her mid-30s. She came to the realization that she was going to reach her mid-30s, no matter what choice she made, and that it'd be better to reach that advanced age able to pursue a career that would give her a purpose in life than not to do so because she was getting a late start. She's had decades of satisfaction out of that decision. In my own case, I started out studying engineering, but I realized late in the degree program that it wasn't for me. I finished the degree and I went on to work in an unrelated field, which gave me an opportunity to see what lawyers did. Based on that exposure, I decided that the practice of law would suit me, and it did. However, in the course of my practice, I became interested in business, and when I got the opportunity to go into business with people I liked and respected, I took it. I switched again. The point of these stories is that the feeling of uncertainty about your life's work that many of you are experiencing is an age-old condition for which there is no silver bullet, no once-and-for-all solution. So you need to pick a point to steer for, be proactive, and be prepared to make mid-course corrections until you find yourself doing something that you feel passionate about with people you like and respect. Our hope is that your time at Bishop's has contributed materially to preparing you for this journey, that your discussions and debates with professors and peers have allowed you to reflect on what is important and where in life you may find satisfaction, that the experience of a liberal education in the classrooms and, as importantly, outside, has given you some of the tools that you will need to assess your progress towards your goal and make the adjustments that will inevitably be necessary over the course of a life. Congratulations to all of you and to your family and friends who've supported you, and good luck on the next leg of your journey through life. And now, let's proceed with the convocation.
Mr. Chancellor, Principal and Vice Chancellor Goldblum, faculty, staff, family, friends, and graduates. It's with great honor that I introduce Christiane Germain, successful entrepreneur and inspiring business innovator. As many of you probably already know, Christiane Germain is responsible, along with her brother Jean-Yves Germain, for launching the Groupe Germain's two brands, Le Germain and Alt Hotels, two major Canadian business success stories. Of particular note, the first Le Germain hotel, built in Quebec City in 1988, was the first boutique hotel in Canada. The concept caught on, and Le Germain hotels in Toronto and Montreal soon followed. In 2007, the group launched the Alt Hotel brand, building on their original and innovative vision from the 1980s of affordable, eco-friendly, and avant-garde hotels. Ms. Germain was born in Trois-Rivières and grew up in Quebec City, where she first worked in her family's restaurants and as a bank teller. She then pursued her education at Humber College in Toronto, where she earned her hotel management degree. She enrolled in hospitality courses and intensive training workshops in the US, and it was the discovery of independent hotels in New York City that sparked the idea of bringing the boutique hotel concept back to Quebec. In addition to her role at the Groupe Germain, where she's responsible for operations, marketing, and development strategy, Ms. Germain has been a member of numerous boards of directors, including, but certainly not limited to, Loblaws, Jessica Power Corporation, Le Massif, the Banff Centre, the Canadian Tourism Commission, and Laurentian Bank. She's past president of the Quebec City Tourism Bureau, the Festival d'été de Québec, and the Quebec Restaurant Association. Additionally, she's involved in fundraising for Ronald McDonald House, Centraide, and the Résidence du Carré Royal. You set a very high standard. Further to these remarkable achievements, in 2009, Ms. Germain was awarded the insignia of a Knight of the Ordre National du Québec, and in 2012 was named an Honorary Doctorate of Commerce by Ryerson University. Finally, as a result of her innovative contributions to the development of the hotel industry in Canada, in 2015, she was named a member of the Order of Canada. On a personal note, I'd like to share a recent experience. 2 summers ago, on a trip to Toronto, my husband and I were staying at one of the Le Germain hotels. I'd sent an email before our arrival, as I'm wont to do sometimes, to ask for some local restaurant tips and area information. I was so impressed by the assistance and fantastic customer service I received, and, well, wouldn't you know it, when we arrived, the front desk manager and concierge who had helped me out turned out to be a Bishop's grad. Clearly, they know how to hire the right people to achieve one of the main cornerstones of their success, great customer service. I believe one of my clear takeaways from my years here at BU is the difference that being in our small community makes in terms of graduating caring, congenial, and community-oriented students who know how to make a difference. Ms. Germain and her business philosophy and vision based on the notion that small is beautiful through introducing her boutique hotel concept here in Canada resonates very clearly with Bishop's. This is evidenced through her support for Canadian talent, choosing to offer career opportunities in the local community wherever possible, and also giving back to the local community. For example, and I love this, all the designers she works with are from Quebec, and all Groupe Germain properties are furnished by the same company in Plessyville that created the furniture for her father's first restaurant. Ms. Germain continues to inspire through growing her concept of small at scale. The Groupe Germain created the Alt Investment Fund in 2014 to invest $80 million in the Canadian hotel industry for Alt hotels in Winnipeg, Ottawa, and Calgary. They currently have 18 properties in 7 provinces with the goal of 20 hotels by 2020. Ms. Germain additionally inspires other entrepreneurs through her role since 2017 as one of the dragons on the Radio Canada TV program, Dans l'Oeil du Dragon. By supporting and giving back to the local community, focusing on innovative hospitality concepts that resonate with Canadians, and through her commitment to corporate citizenship and helping a new generation of Canadian entrepreneurs to be successful, Mr. Chancellor, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Civil Law, honoris causa, Ms. Christiane Germain.
You know what? I know exactly how you feel. This is a lot of emotions. Chancellor Levitt, Principal Goldblum, membres de la faculté et du personnel, distingués invités, parents et étudiants, good afternoon. To put it very simply, it's an honor to be honored. I'm extremely touched to be part of this graduation with all of you. I know it is a life-defining moment, so thank you et merci du fond du cœur. When I learned that I would be receiving an honoris causa doctorate, I was very moved. I imagined myself sitting in the audience with you, thinking I was going to have the privilege of listening to a brilliant speech from an inspired guest. A speech that would resonate in my head for years to come. But I soon realized that I would be the one delivering the speech. Parmi les bons souvenirs de mes études collégiales, il y a les travaux en équipe. J'adorais les travaux en équipe. Je sais que c'est pas toujours un plaisir partagé, mais vous savez pourquoi on oblige les étudiants à travailler en équipe? Croyez-moi, vous allez le découvrir très rapidement en arrivant sur le marché du travail. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the real world. Because out there, you will need to rely heavily on other people. Your work ethic and your ability to engage your colleagues are leadership qualities that are developed here in school. These skills don't impact your grades, but they are a priceless treasure that you've collected right here at Bishop's University. Everything that I have accomplished in my life, I've done as a team. I strongly believe we live in a world that needs a little less ego, a little more humility, and a lot more collaboration. I'm sometimes told that I'm a strong woman. If I am, it's mainly because I have strong and talented people around me. We all need each other. You know, Breaking glass ceilings is fun, but it's also very helpful to have someone holding the ladder. So here's to teamwork. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on fait maintenant que vous avez ce diplôme? Beaucoup de baby boomers s'amusent à juger les jeunes générations qui débarquent sur le marché du travail. Ils disent que vous êtes préoccupés par votre image, obsédés par vos réseaux d'amis, que vous n'avez jamais connu l'échec, que vous n'avez aucune tolérance à la frustration, et j'en passe. Je ne sais pas si ces perceptions-là sont vraies, mais cette réputation vous précède. Je vous dis alors ceci. Vous n'avez rien à prouver à personne, vous avez tout à prouver à vous-même. Plus que jamais, vous aurez à vous dépasser, innover et risquer. Est-ce que vous aurez le courage de vos convictions, le courage de prendre des risques pour changer les choses? Et qui dit courage, dit peur. Parce que le courage, ce n'est pas d'avancer sans peur, c'est d'avancer malgré la peur. The fear of being wrong, of being judged, of being rejected. And you know what? I still feel this myself today sometimes. And it's a fear I see in many people entering the job market. School teaches us how to develop many skills, but once you are in a real-life situation, fear can actually paralyze you. Be fearless. At this point, I'd like to deliver an important message to the young women here today. But in fact, it's a message for all of you. I grew up in a man's world, a world with a double standard. A personality trait could be perceived as a quality in a man and a fault in a woman. Did you know that the female version of feisty is aggressive? The female version of persistent is pig-headed. Well, let me tell you that throughout my entire career, I have been aggressive and pig-headed. Je vous encourage à voir les gens par la lunette de leur qualité, de ce qui les guide, les motive, de ce qui ils et elles sont réellement. Dans un monde hautement collaboratif, les synergies n'ont pas de sexe. Et permettez-moi de complimenter votre génération en vous disant que je suis certaine que vous le savez déjà. Alors, nous voilà aujourd'hui avec ce diplôme. Ce cylindre que vous allez recevoir me fait penser à un témoin que les coureurs à relais se transmettent. Vous êtes aujourd'hui sur la piste de départ et ce document est le témoin de votre parcours. And one day, through your progress, your knowledge and your experience, you will also pass the baton to someone. This too is teamwork. Many of you are probably feeling some trepidation about what you're going to do with this degree. I have a secret to share with you. You may be on the starting line today, but it's not a race. Enjoy the ride. It's important to remember because you're going to find yourself thrown into the craziness. We chase after goals we want to achieve. We chase after time as it flies away. We chase after a promotion, a bonus. But believe me when I tell you, you don't need to race. Everything you're looking for is already inside of you. I sincerely hope that your dreams are the driving force for your future actions. Don't push aside what you're truly passionate about and what ignites your fire. Because you know what? It will come back around one day. It's going to tap on your shoulder and say, hey, remember me? It's been 20 years since you last thought about me, but I'm still here. Et je ne parle pas ici de pensée magique. Je parle de rester branché sur ce qui vous allume. Je parle de prendre conscience de votre unicité, de ce qui vous définit réellement. Développez vos compétences humaines encore plus que vos compétences techniques, car un jour, c'est ce qui fera toute la différence. Écoutez ce qui nourrit votre feu sacré. L'avenir va prendre un chemin que vous ne pouvez pas soupçonner aujourd'hui. Si vous demeurez authentique à ce qui vous fait vibrer, le trajet risque d'être extraordinaire parce que c'est dans l'action que vous allez vous réaliser. In closing, I wish to say to you, bravo. It's no small thing earning a diploma. It's no small feat earning a diploma. But the hardest part is becoming the someone you truly are. So I wish each and every one of you an incredible journey. Merci.
Mr. Chancellor, graduates of 2019, faculty, staff, and friends of the university. It is my great pleasure to introduce Claude Belleau, Executive Director of Estriade, a social entrepreneurship organization focused on sustainable development. Having graduated from Bishops with a BA in Sociology and Political Science in 1985, Claude went on and completed studies in international economics at the University of Ottawa. Par la suite, il a amassé plein d'expériences professionnelles à l'international en travaillant pour l'Agence canadienne pour le développement international et les Nations unies. Débutant sa carrière en Côte d'Ivoire, il s'est ensuite dirigé vers la Mauritanie, l'Afghanistan, le Pakistan et l'ex-Union soviétique, de plus que dans plusieurs pays du continent asiatique et de l'Amérique latine. He spent the last 3 years of his international development career working at the United Nations head offices in New York and in Geneva. Claude came home to Sherbrooke in 2004 with his wife, Jackie Belleau, an esteemed ex-colleague and dear friend, and their 2 children, Sévan and Camille. Fortunately for Sherbrooke, and for Estriade in particular, Claude did not stay retired for long. After having volunteered and then worked at the Service d'aide aux Néo-Canadiens de Sherbrooke, Claude took on the task of rebuilding Estriade. He saw an opportunity to apply the principles of economic, environmental, and social sustainability that he had learned in his work abroad. Estriade refurbishes and sells furniture and appliances as well as clothing. They recently repaired and sold, at very modest prices, over 430 bicycles. Having created more than 40 jobs since Claude joined the organization, Estriade offers a social integration environment that focuses on helping people acquire employability skills. Claude's guiding principle is that every person, whatever their financial means, is worthy of merit and should be treated with dignity and respect. This is the foundation for the strategic plan that has rejuvenated Estriade. Claude began by raising over $350,000 to transform their building. More importantly, the renovations and inclusive values that Claude espouses not only raise the self-esteem of its customers and employees, but also shifted the Sherbrooke community's outlook on the people that Estriade supports. One of Claude's initiatives has been to take liberal arts out of the classroom and bring it to his employees. He has provided his staff opportunities to talk about the arts, about the environment, about health, about addiction, about the world beyond Sherbrooke, including about refugees, and about racism. He has organized talks on Shakespeare and philosophy for his employees who have had little exposure to these topics. This year, we organized a couple of these events with Bishop's professors, and I'm not sure who got more out of it, the staff or the professors. So Claude has been asked by staff and others, why do you do this? And I'll quote from an email Claude sent me. For no other reason than for planting a seed, it has always been my belief, and my formative years at Bishop's have no doubt contributed to this, that regardless of who you are, where you come from, and what level of education you have, you're asking yourself the same existential questions as anybody else. Except that for many, they were never encouraged to reflect further on it, to be given a space where it could be discussed, where exchanges could be provided. It's not the immediate results that Claude is after, but the planting of a seed, of focusing on the journey more than the destination. It is Claude's respectful leadership that has motivated many of us to get involved in helping to plant a seed. He's an inspirational role model and mentor to many. Claude is highly regarded and respected by the Bishops and Sherbrooke's communities, and I know that many people would have been honored to be able to speak these words. Monsieur le Chancelier, je vous présente pour le grade de docteur en droit civil honoris causa, Monsieur Claude Belleau.
Well done, Denise. Domine spectatissime auctori mihi commissa admitto te ad gradum doctoris in juris civili in nostra universitate honoris causa. Congratulations. Thank you. Well deserved. Thank you very much. Bend over. Michael's going to put the hood on. Sorry. Yeah. I'm good. You're good. Yeah. That's a good idea.
It's amazing to be here. And before I begin, just want to make sure that all you guys know that nobody's going to pay for your tuition fees or for your scholarships, and it's not going to happen today. You had a chance maybe with Madame Germain, but it's not going to happen with me. Chancellor Levitt, Principal Goldblum, faculty, staff, distinguished guests, parents, students, fellow Gators, and all of you family members that are here glowing with pride and admiration. Of course, it's been said many times by previous speakers, but it's also for me an incredible moment, and I'm very, very moved and elated to be standing here with you today, particularly because about 350 years ago, where I was supposed to graduate, I never made it to my graduation. It's a cliche, but it's certainly not a stretch to say that this is one of the most important days of your life. And I would venture not necessarily for the same reasons that you're thinking or imagining now. Your path is very likely to be different when you're 32, and even more so when you're 42. And that is an amazing blessing. At 22, you have the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you don't know it yet. You've acquired a great amount of knowledge and hopefully some wisdom other than the one you got at the Lion. And that wisdom, to a large extent, is in theory. You've realized that what the previous generations are passing down to you is not exactly what you would have wished for. You might not necessarily know what you want yet, but you're certainly more aware of what you don't want. And the day you make that realization is yet a really important day in your life. If you're as lucky as I have been, you will also find yourself into some dead ends at times. Knock your head on the wall and fall on your back. Thank God for dead ends. You may wonder why. Well, it's a unique time for you to look deep inside yourselves, to look for answers elsewhere than on Facebook and or Google. What does your GPS tell you if you take the wrong turn? Recalculating. And that's right. Well, it's the same thing when you reach one of life's little dead end. You learn to listen to that little voice inside of you, like for the GPS, and learn to rely on it more and more. In other words, strive to gain appreciation for the unexpected advantages of having to cope with a little mess. It's not because you don't like something or don't immediately realize the meaning of it that it's not good for you. There's always a way out, a solution ahead. If you commit yourselves to not always take the most traveled or easiest way. Life is very much like that. Another obvious cliche is to say that graduating from university is a rite of passage. You heard that about 300 times in the last few weeks, I'm sure. It's a step in a lifelong series of adventures that will be as diverse as all of you are here today. That it would bring you to destinations that you cannot even begin to suspect or imagine. Of course you know that. And for some of you, it may be thousands of kilometers away from here. For others, it may be just down the streets from where you live right now. And for me, it's full circle. My personal story is most likely very similar to many of yours. Sherbrooke being my hometown, I did not have to travel very far to come to class every day. But boy, did I get out of my comfort zone. I came from a modest Canadian background, French-Canadian background, large family, and ironically, the only one ever to make it to university. There was another little small detail that made my experience very special in my time when I was here, and it's the fact that I could barely speak a word of English when I arrived on campus. But I had a few passions. And here they are, all laid out in front of you today. These 4 objects are and were the symbolic foundations for my perseverance and ultimately of my ability to stay grounded and focused during those years. A basketball and a football for my life as a Gator. A Frisbee for chilling in the quad on sunny days. And a book by Albert Camus to calm my anxiety about life, about the future, and about my place in it. Sports kept me going. They taught me one of the hardest things to learn, discipline. Discipline with my thoughts, discipline with my emotions. I'm venturing here, but maybe, like many of you, I have been dealing with another great challenge for most of my life. I wonder if there are any of you who are like that, and it's called attention deficit. Those of you who are blessed with the condition, and I say blessed with the condition, you will know what I'm talking about. And man, for those who don't know it, let me tell you that it's not an easy thing to live with. Long lists of reading material in classes, long exams, term papers, and in my case, learning the playbooks and learning the routes on the field. My football coach is sitting right there. He will be able to tell you a few stories about that. It was tough. It was very tough. But it's been a tremendous ally as well. Combine attention deficit with curiosity, and boom, you have an amazing thing that can happen. You have a mind that gulps, gulps, and gulps. This fortunate combination is still very much alive inside of me today, and has brought me to places, of course, that I never knew could have existed. Get used to it. Life is also very much like that. Life's circumstances, my career at the United Nations brought me pretty much to every corner of the world over the last 3 decades. And let me assure you, and with certainty, there are not too many places left in the world today like Canada, and not too many places left where you can still find the quality of education that you find here at Bishop's. You've heard that before too, but as liberal arts university, Bishop's has contributed to opening and nurturing minds like yours and like mine for the last 175 years. It has consistently contributed to nurture and develop the necessary skills and outlooks to become ethical and responsible citizens. I know, as parents, these are important factors in choosing a university. As graduates, you will come to understand the important and feel the impact of your time at BU. When I graduated in 1985, I was perhaps, as some of you may be now, really not sure of what I wanted to do next. For those of you who already know, you're lucky. Keep an open mind, though, because you may be called on to something else at one point, at one of those crossroads that life will bring you to, and you ought to remain open about the options. For those of you who don't know yet, congratulations. The pleasure of finding it is still ahead of you, and that is great. From instinct, I knew that my time at BU had left a deep mark. I did not know exactly what it was, but I felt it. What I acquired here was much more than an education. It was the richness of a new language, it was a new culture, and the feeling that I could conquer the world. How, where, when, and under what circumstances, I had no idea. I have no doubt that you found here, as I did, a safe environment where ideas can still be shared, where debate is still encouraged and valued, and where agreeing that disagreement is not the end of the world, but a necessary process through which consensus and solution can emerge. As empowered citizens, you will draw upon the many experiences you have lived here, and that is for the rest of your life. And it's also an immense privilege. It's an honor, and cherish it. This being said, let me also tell you how incredibly unqualified I feel about giving you advice or passing on some life-changing wisdoms that you would remember for the rest of your life. It would be so much easier and probably definitely more fun to sit with you, shoot the breeze, and compare notes from your time and my time at BU. Reminisce about your craziest parties. Some of you have your parents here, so don't reminisce about that. Or about the best profs you've had and all of the incredible people that you would have met here. Rest assured, though, we're not going to do that because it would mean having to reveal too much about your own past and worse, about my own. Let's not embarrass anybody here today. But I will tell you this. Continue to live in the present. Engage yourselves in the present, in the community wherever you end up being, in the people around you that are the most important things that you'll ever have. En me préparant ce matin et en pensant à vous et ce que nous allions vivre ensemble aujourd'hui, j'ai eu une pensée pour un livre magnifique de Romain Gary qui s'intitule « La promesse de l'aube ». C'est précisément à l'aube de cette promesse vous en êtes rendu aujourd'hui, à l'aube de votre vie où tout est possible, tout peut se réaliser si vous le souhaitez vraiment, mais aussi si vous êtes prêt à y mettre les efforts nécessaires. Cette cérémonie est un moment fort, un symbole qui marque en quelque sorte le début de votre avenir, la poursuite de vos rêves et de vos ambitions les plus grandes et les plus folles. En fait, la promesse de l'aube se veut double. C'est d'abord celle faite à vos parents qui ont cru et continuent de croire en vous, qui ont investi et peut-être même fait de grands sacrifices pour vous permettre d'être ici aujourd'hui. Et puis, c'est celle de votre avenir personnel qui se conjuguera avec celui de la communauté dans laquelle vous allez vous insérer et dans laquelle vous aurez un rôle particulièrement important à jouer, étant donné l'état du monde aujourd'hui. Et on peut penser à l'environnement, la fermeture des esprits qui devient de plus en plus la marque de notre temps, la fermeture des frontières dans de plus en plus de pays, même proches de chez nous, la montée de l'intolérance, et on pourrait continuer comme ça encore longtemps. C'est légitime de se poser la question de comment garder espoir dans le futur, malgré tout ce qui semble aller si mal. It is a complicated world indeed, but you know what? When I look around this large room today, it gives me hope and tremendous faith, because it will be upon you to do your share as we did the previous generations. Be proud of what you've accomplished here today. Work hard to achieve your dreams and the dreams of your generations, and all of us are tremendously proud of what you've accomplished so far, and we will look forward to finding out what many of you will do to make yourselves better people, to make better communities, to make them more human, to make the world a better place, and please, not simply for the few, but for the many, to make yourselves the best you can be, to be you. Thank you. That's my book from Camus, and it's about 35 years old, so.
We now proceed with the conferring of degrees. Each student will be introduced by their respective dean. They will be hooded by the registrar and/or the dean of students, and then cross the stage to be congratulated by the chancellor and the principal. So, will the members of the graduating class who are to receive the degree of Bachelor of Arts please stand?
By the power vested in me, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts in our university, together with its responsibilities, rights, and privileges.
the Bachelor of Arts, major in business, Rowan Hutchison. Johnny Young. Gwyneth Clark with distinction. Joanie Baudouin with distinction.
Natasha Belanger Young. Cassandra Boisvert. Laura Bourbeau with distinction. Lydia Bouteau with distinction, University Prize in Études Françaises et Québécoises. Gabrielle Branchot. Rachel Caltagirone with distinction, the William L. Shurtleff Prize for Academic Achievement. Marielle Caruth. Kevin John Chaplin with distinction. Megan Chase with distinction. Alicia Demer. Alana Deveni with distinction. Emma Fraser. Chanel George. Lauren Gerber with distinction, undergraduate prize in elementary education. Fatloum Issoufi. Nicole Josie with distinction. Vanessa Krisenix. Elizabeth Lucier. Luca Menino. Kelsey Quilty with distinction. Sky Stowe with distinction. Lindsay Trembath. Laurence Turbide.
So now I invite the members of the graduating class who are to receive the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration to please stand. Mr. Chancellor and all members of the university, with the unanimous approval of the Convocation, I present to you these candidates in order that they may be granted the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
By the power vested in me, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration in our university, together with its responsibilities, rights, and privileges.
Lindsay Abraham. With distinction, Lucas Ackerman. With distinction, Maude Archambault. With distinction, Stéphanie Aubin. With distinction, Catherine Bachand-Laberge. With distinction, Sarah Bilodeau. Jacob Bumer. Tyler Blake. With distinction, Dominique Breton-Veillette. With distinction, Christophe Boucher. Laurence Blanchette. With distinction, Haley Bohink-Reid. Simon Brosseau. Jenna Carrera. With distinction, Sabrina Caron. Raymond Casgrain. David Charret. With distinction, University Prize in Business Administration, Samuel Binland and son. Daughter and daughter. Ismaël Ben Hamouda. With distinction, Emma Berry. Samantha Berry. With distinction, Louis-Éric Charlebois. With distinction, Chelsea Clark. Cohen. Christina Jade Contrino. Andrew Cook. With distinction, Nicolas Côté. Rowan Courtney. Xavier Daigneault. Mélissa Dansereau. With distinction, Mathieu Demers. Eamon Doyne. Josiane Drouin. Alexandre Dumouchel. Jonah Fortin. Thomas Fouillant. With distinction and the University Prize in Business Administration in Marketing and Entrepreneurship, Coralie Gagné. Clara Godefroy. With distinction and the John B. Fellows Memorial Prize in Business Administration, Elisabeth Gauthier. Ashton Glenn. Mitchell Graham. With distinction, Alexandre Grenier. Brian Hall. Bassam Hamdan. Laurence Hébert. Cleve Henning. Gillian Hoy. Stephanie Irons. Lindsay Izzat. With distinction, Anastasia Johnson. With distinction, Jonathan Jones. Abdul Rahman Kamane. Jeffrey Kernan Leach. Mariam Kerat-Sood. Serigne Saliu Kuma. Brian Kirsipew. Alex Laflamme. Camille Lafortune. Lauren Lambert. Dustin Lander. Nicolas Lastrade-Bray. Bréa Latour. Sophia Lauzon. Chanel Lavictoire. With distinction, Marissa Leah. With distinction, Ben Leinweber. William Lemay. Logan Leyburn. Chenyang Lee. Julia McKay. Alice Mamurova. Simal Manek. With distinction, Philippe Marceau. Owen Martel. With distinction, Véronique Martel. Taylor Metcalf. Joshua Metcalf Hurst. With distinction, Spencer Mumford. With distinction, Alexandria Mary. Daniel Nadeau. Bailey Nimrichter. Carter Nolan. Julian Ospina. Alex Ouellet. Carl Paquette. With distinction and the University Prize in Business Administration in the Global and Management and Leadership concentration, Aurélie Parent. Gerardo Raúl Pásquez Chávez. Jérémy Perron. William Piette. Rachel Plamondon. With distinction, Vincent Porlier. William Potash. With the Prize for Excellence in Economic Research, Justin Rauch Larouche. Nicolas Reyes. With distinction, Corinne Reed. Christopher Frank Rizzo. With distinction, Jade Roberge. Sydney Robertson. Marco Rojulik. Liam Rourke. Luc Roy. Peter Sarellas. Gillian Simpson. With distinction, with the Jeff Cannon Memorial Award, Keisha Simpson. With distinction and the Jeff Cannon Memorial Award, Tegan Simpson. Abigail Smith. With distinction and the Norman Webster Prize, Tyler Smith. Maria Snow. Nicholas Strass. Élie Saint-Yves. Pascal Talon. Berthier Tanguay. Cameron Tucker. With distinction, Melissa Upton. Zachary Vachon-Morin. With distinction and the University Prize in Business Administration for the Finance Concentration, Michael Valiant. With distinction, Loric Vautour. Finlay Connor Vester. Rebecca Vizina. Alice Vicidomini. With distinction and the University Prize in Business Administration for the General Stream, Nicolas Vien. Bradley Walsh. Julia Wang. With distinction and the Charles Kingsmill Memorial Prize in Business Administration and the Julia Bradshaw Memorial Award, Zoe Whitfield. Jonathan Wilson. Haoran Xu.
Will the members of the graduating class who are to receive the degree of Bachelor of Education please stand? Mr. Chancellor, and all members of the university, with the unanimous approval of this convocation, I present to you these women and these men in order that they may be granted the degree of Bachelor of Education.
By the power vested in me, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Education in our university, together with its responsibilities, rights, and privileges.
Kelly Obey. Nicole Baker. Amanda Bates. Emily Belgard Hudson. Emma Blackman. Lydia Buchanan. Deborah Burke. Carrie Campbell. Emily Rose Clark. Rebecca Coates. Caroline Cyr. Melanie Daou. Kristen Fuller. Rachel Giulioni. Amy Godin. Brittany Graham. Stephanie Guarnacha. Stephanie Gay. Christy Honiger. Taylor Hutchings. Matthew Inglis. Emma Klink. Rosalie La Jeunesse, John S. Visser Memorial Prize in Education in French, Lieutenant Roddy Lemire Prize in French. Amy Laroche. Mélanie Lévesque. Gregory McBean. Alyssa McLean. Melissa Nascimento. Emily Norris. Dana Parsons. Charlene Pettigrew. Neela Popovich, the Charles McBurney Prize in Practice Teaching. Gary Racine. Dominic Richard. Annika Roach. Vicky Rougeau-Falch. Lindsay Sylvester. Chanel Thibault Saint-Jean. Catherine Thibodeau. Chrissy Tremblay Hogan. Rose Trudeau. Etienne Vallée. Kaylee Wortman. Caitlin Zagar.
I now invite the members of the graduating class who are to receive the degree of Master of Education to please stand. Mr. Chancellor, and all members of the university, with the unanimous approval of this convocation, I present to you these women and these men in order that they may be granted the degree of Master of Education.
By the power vested in me, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education in our university, together with its responsibilities, rights, and privileges.
Jing Chen. Jihua Huang. Xin Ji. Hui Li. Ayu Lin. Trian Liu. Yan Shan Liu. Ying Liu. Lu Lu. Linda Miro. Jing Jing Ni, Governor General's Gold Medal. Anne Saintsbury. Erica Silinowski. Young Jen Sui. Kelly Urin. Lena Chu. Hui Yu. Anchi Zhang. Zhao Zhang. Wan Yu Zhao. Zhengwan Zhou.
I now invite the members of the graduating class who are to receive the degree of Master of Science to please stand. Mr. Chancellor, and all members of this university, with the unanimous approval of the Convocation, I present to you these women and these men that may be, in order that they may be granted the degree of Master of Science.
By the power vested in me, I admit you to the degree of Master of Science in our university, together with its responsibilities, rights, and privileges.
Sewe A. Munir Chopra. Abdullah Daduzadeh. Jaru D. Jachi Khan. Sharon Hong. Yinkong Guan. Sen Lee. Shani Liu. Michael Nagasi. Yanis Papadopoulos. Abdel Basit Sandaji. Maninderjeet Singh Sidhu. Alexandre Simoneau. Deepwinder Singh. Jinyan Xu. Kecheng Yan. Lu Yang.
I now invite the following students to please stand. Those who are to receive a certificate of completion of a graduate micro program, or a graduate certificate. Mr. Chancellor and all members of the university, with the unanimous approval of the Convocation, I present to you these candidates in order that they may receive their certificates.
Me, I award you this certificate, together with its responsibilities, rights, and privileges.
Qi Yang. Iskandara Lauren Sadik. William McMahon. Anisia Aprile.
I now invite Samuel Beanland of the class of 2019 to present the winner of the William and Nancy Turner Award for Teaching, and call upon Dr. Mike Teed to stand next to the Chancellor.
Mr. Chancellor, Mr. Principal, faculty members, graduates, friends and family, it's important we take this moment to reflect and celebrate the work of all the professors who have guided, supported, and challenged us to be here today. The William and Nancy Turner Teaching Award recognizes a faculty member that has demonstrated exceptional educational leadership and commitment to students. This year's recipient has done everything possible to support students in the classroom and prepare them for the future. His theory on educational leadership focuses on three main themes: motivating students to take ownership by identifying their own objectives, creating real-life experiences where students can get their hands dirty, and because the only way you can really discover and learn something is by actually doing it, and by collaborating with students and focusing on the importance of building strong relationships. This year, he has gone above and beyond, giving his time and energy and passions freely. So a few highlights are the new Personal Development Leadership course, which he created for the Commerce Society and the SRC exec teams to help student leaders become more successful in their roles. By helping them become better leaders, the campus community can benefit. This year, the Alternative Spring Break was a new initiative where he coached and supervised a small group of students who worked with a nonprofit organization over Reading Week. The idea was to help students gain real-life work experience and also help nonprofits within the community. At Bishop's inaugural leadership retreat, he gave workshops that focused on 5 leadership practices. Each practice was divided into different segments, looking at introspection, explaining theories through stories, group activities, and goal setting. Many employers are looking for soft skills, interpersonal skills, time management. Unfortunately, many of these skills are not always discussed in a classroom setting. He had developed a book club to fill this gap, where students read books from prominent organizational psychologists discussing how it can relate to their own personal development. And finally, in his biggest achievement this year, he put up with TJ, who was the Bucks president. When competing this award nomination, numerous students were happy to share stories about the positive impacts he has had on their studies and their lives. It is my belief that this recipient epitomizes what it is to be a great professor at Bishop's University. I'm amazed at the countless efforts he puts towards making a difference within the community. He is always available to help students through their coursework, their life, and their work problems. He does everything he can to enable student success. I'm honored to present this year's William and Nancy Turner Teaching Award to my friend, Dr. Michael Teed.
I now invite Dr. Valerio Ferroni of the Physics and Astronomy Department to present the winner of the Emerging Scholar Award, and invite Dr. Jason Rowe to stand next to the Chancellor.
Mr. Chancellor, Mr. Principal, graduating class of 2019, family and friends. Dr. Rowe is a highly accomplished astronomer who has already made a mark in his field and is set to do much more. His research is in the field of exoplanetary astrophysics. Dr. Rowe has discovered many worlds outside of our solar system and has made the search for extraterrestrial life the goal of his career. Finding extraterrestrial life is a very difficult endeavor, and it challenges some of the best scientists who devote their lives and their careers to these goals. It requires complete focus and dedication to surmount seemingly impossible technical challenges. Dr. Rowe joined Bishop's University in July 2017 as a Tier 2 Canada Research Chair in Exoplanetary Astrophysics. He was awarded 2 NASA Exceptional Scientific Achievement Medals for his exceptional research. The 2017 highly cited researchers list by Clarivate Analytics ranked him in the top 100 world's most impactful researchers in his field. The scientific and scholarly accomplishments of Dr. Rowe are very impressive in quality and quantity. Thus far, Dr. Rowe has published 230 articles in professional journals. His work has been cited approximately 20,600 times, and his Hirsch Index, which is the standard indicator of career achievement in academia, is an impressive 73. Only a few people achieve this bibliometric in academia, and even fewer achieve this so early in their career. Dr. Rowe is clearly an emerging star in astronomy at the global level, and is a tremendous asset for the international reputation of Bishop's University. Probably at no other time in the history of our university has the impact of a single researcher been so large, or has the university received so much exposure and recognition thanks to an individual. Dr. Rowe's network of research collaborations is extensive. He is involved in many projects, missions, and mission designs with NASA, the European Space Agency, and the Canadian Space Agency. Invitations to speak at conferences and workshops, and the continuous request to refer journal articles and research proposals also testify of this level of impact and of the scientific achievements of Dr. Rowe. During his career, he has worked with scientists from many different countries, nationalities, and backgrounds. Although he has been with us for a comparatively short time, Dr. Rowe has already helped launching the careers of some of our students. Upon his arrival at Bishop's, he has immediately taken on the supervision and mentoring of young scientists, and he has formed a little group and coordinated weekly research meetings and the journal club. He has secured the internship for our students with the Canadian Space Agency, has funded and directed research at Bishop's, and he attracts young student talent from other universities as well. On a materialistic note, Dr. Rose has attracted also significant external research funding to Bishop's, thus contributing in another way, different way, to enhance our national reputation. Based on all these achievements and evidence of exceptional scientific and scholarly excellence, it is clear that Dr. Rowe is amply deserving of the 2019 Bishop's University Emerging Scholar Award. We look forward to his future discoveries. Mr. Chancellor, I present to you Dr. Jason Rowe, that he be awarded the 2019 Bishop's University Emerging Scholar Award.
I now invite one of this year's valedictorians, Tyler Smith, to address Convocation. Tyler.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chancellor, faculty and staff, friends and family, and of course, the graduating class of 2019. So my name is Tyler Jensen Smith, but many of you probably know me as TJ. And today I have the pleasure of graduating alongside the best and brightest that Bishop's has to offer. Now, before I begin with all these usual valedictorian thank yous, acknowledgements, inspirational speeches, I just want to take 1 minute to talk to all of you about dinosaurs. And no, I'm not talking about Principal Goldblum. Just kidding. I mean real dinosaurs. You know, those big, majestic beasts. Awesome. I see a few, maybe people scratching their heads, my mother included. Why is this guy out here talking to me about dinosaurs? That's because dinosaurs are awesome. And we have been fantasizing about them as a society for millennia. However, rather sadly, there aren't any left. They're all wiped out about 65, 70 million years ago. 70 million years. That's a really long time. I'll be lucky if I get to 30 years with how clumsy I am. 70 million years is an astronomical amount of time. So I want you to stop thinking about the dinosaurs. I just want you to think about that period of time, 70 million years. 70 million years, and we still pay $14 to watch Chris Pratt run away from them at the movie theater. My friends, that's staying power. That is legacy. That is being relevant long after you are gone. The dinosaurs knew how to do that. And today, I want all of us to think about what our legacy is and what our Bishop's legacy will be. We all have so much to be thankful for today, because not every school is going to prepare us the way that Bishop's has prepared us. I mean, where else can you have the benefit of a small class size, profs who genuinely care about you and dedicate time to your success, while also an enthusiastic alumni network, many of who are with us today just to celebrate us, while also having an absolute blast. I mean, I saw so many of it on Thursday night. I know we have fun here. Can't deny that. But Bishop's, prepares us not only to be a professional or an academic or somebody, but they prepare us to be somebody with life skills, a well-rounded, good person. And that's in short supply nowadays. You know, in all my times and all the experiences I had traveling for case competitions on behalf of bishops, whether that be to Singapore or even Guelph, Ontario, I've always noticed one thing, and that's that bishop students are some of the most progressive and passionate when it comes to forward thinking about pressing issues of our time, such as social justice and sustainability in the environment. And you know what? It's even the little things we may take for granted on campus every single day, like not having plastic water bottles or banning plastic straws from the gate, all the way up to seeking reconciliation with the Aboriginal communities. At the end of the day, that is lost on so many people and so many schools around the world. And what we've gotten out of this degree and what we've gotten out of everything we've learned here is not just how to be agents of this change or how to solve these problems, but how to lead and how to solve these problems and take them on head on. And who do we have to thank for that? Well, first I say we have the professors to thank for that because they dedicate so much of their time, personal and in class, to our success. And I know that we've all learned so much from them. Whether you learned how to select the best strategic partner from Kramer in international business, or you learned way too much about the old Georgian Hotel from Bill Robson. Right? Or some of my friends in education. I wasn't in any of those classes because I'm in business, but I've heard some stories, and it sounds like a pretty good time, you know, playing telephone or doing origami in Trevor Gulliver's class. But maybe I picked the wrong degree. I don't know. Too late now. But there really are so many amazing professors in both these programs, and you know, Eva Burns and Lisa Taylor, just to name a couple, who dedicate so much of their time to making you amazing teachers just like them. So to all the professors, thank you so much for your efforts, and I know that you have left a lasting imprint on our mind. Secondly, I want to take a moment just to thank all our friends and family and everyone who supported us, because without them, it really is a most turbulent time of our lives. Now, I just want to thank the staff and faculty of the university who put in so much time to make this place run the way that it does. And whether that be the librarians or the administration staff or the student services who help us with the headaches of being a student in student life, or the buildings and ground staff who literally clear 19,000 feet of snow every winter so that we never have to have a snow day, ever. I personally think they work too hard, but that's just me. And finally, I want to thank all of you, the graduates, because without you, without the students, bishops can't be bishops. Let's be real. This is why this place is the way that it is. And without any of you, it can't exist. Without the special breed of person it takes to not only get in university and stay here, but to be passionate and caring and thoughtful enough in order to thrive here, while also going out to happy hour, making friends, and grinding out that group project at 9 a.m. You have all taught me so much, and I am so proud to have the privilege to be standing here and graduating with all of you. And I really hope that the friendships that we've all built here are going to endure us and last with us a lifetime. Now, there's a plaque out at the front of the school that begins with, "Remember how you entered." Well, we all came in here pretty young, except for Sam Beedland. Excited, nervous, and unsure. And in those first few days and weeks, if you were anything like me, you met some friends that you've had with you throughout your entire university experience. And those friends have been with us through the good times, like move-in day or homecoming, which is great because you feel a lot better about wearing a fur coat and purple pants if you have your buddies to do it with you. But they've been with us through some of the not-so-good times. Exam season, am I right? But now that, things are wrapping up here, we should all look back on our accomplishments and their accomplishments and be extremely proud. Because no matter what those accomplishments are, whether they can be personal, professional, or academic, we all have something to be extremely proud of, and I know that we are all leaving as people we can be extremely proud of. Some of you may share this with me, but when I came here, I really had no idea who I was as a person. I didn't know what values I wanted, what I really wanted out of life, or even how to do laundry. But through my friendships with all of you and the guidance I've received from this amazing faculty and staff and the experiences I've had in this university, I think I know where I want to go, and I think I know what my values are. And I hope that all of you have that same sense of security. And I also learned how much detergent to use, so that's good. So as we leave, we all have something to be extremely proud of, and we are people to be proud of. And now that it's all said and done, I know that we can continue on the upswing and use these skills, friendships, and networks that we've built and knowledge in order to live full and outstanding lives. I know so many of you are now on to careers or further education, but for those of you who aren't, don't stress about it. Don't even worry about it, because you're going to find something. At the end of the day, employers don't hire people for the best grades or a fancy university name. They hire people with skills, life skills, people skills, common sense, and that's what we learn here at Bishop's. People say that we're a party school, granted. But you know what? What do we do at parties? We socialize, we make friends, we challenge each other's idea, and we have fun. At the end of the day, you don't hire somebody for the best grade or a fancy name on their diploma. You hire somebody you don't mind hanging out with for 8 hours and is going to fit in with you in your company. And to my future teacher friends out there, I mean, we all want to learn from the cool teacher. I was the worst at this. I would not listen to any teacher I couldn't relate to. So I know that you all have the skills to relate to your students and teach them effectively. You're all going to be like Jack Black in School of Rock. Trust me. You know, a lot of people may have told you over these past 3 to 4 years, this is the best years of your life. No, I don't believe that. I can't believe that, because it's not true. I look around this room and I see so many bright, intelligent, thoughtful, caring, and passionate people. I can't possibly believe that the best years of your life are behind you. I can't. Your legacy is not just what you've done here in these past few years. Your legacy is what you're going to continue to do after you've left, for your communities, your families, your friends, and for Bishop's. Your contribution to Bishop's is not what you did here. It's what you do after, and how you're going to take the values of this community with you in order to better us all, everyone. I've always said that the second most important thing you get out of Bishop's, other than your degree, is the network that you build and the friends that you have. And I hope that we can all continue to use these networks and friendships, and that they're going to last with us for the rest of our lives. Because if we all go together, we can leave a legacy that will rival the dinosaurs. We might not be as big as other schools or have a fancy name backing us, but you know what? We got one thing on them. And that one thing is each other, and that we all bleed purple. We leave today not as the class of 2019, but as a family. One really big, weird purple family. Congratulations and cheers.
Raise a toast to Bishop's University. Mighty master with your sword. We're convicted to our fate. We will never graduate. We will stay here forevermore. All the days will linger ever in our hearts. The conquering and we'll show the sea before as we watch the days go on to victory. So raise your beer mugs and your little brown jugs to Bishop's.
So this is the part of our ceremony when we recognize the highest achievements of our graduating students. The Governor General's Gold Medal is awarded to the student who achieves the highest standing upon graduation from a graduate program. It will be presented by Dr. Eva Burez from the School of Education, and this year's recipient is Jinling Ni. Webster Prize is awarded to the student who best combines high academic standards in a multidisciplinary program with substantial participation in extracurricular activities. It will be presented by Professor Nathalie Hiver, a professor of accounting, and this year it is awarded to Tyler Smith. The Jeff Cannon Memorial Award was established in memory of a former student, Jeff Cannon. The prize recognizes a graduating student who has contributed significantly to campus life, has shown strong ambition, and has earned the admiration of their classmates. It will be presented by Nadja Martel, Vice Chair of the Board of Governors, and this year, for the first time since its inception, the award goes to two students, Keegan and Tegan Simpson. Keisha and Tegan Simpson, I'm sorry. All true a recovery here. Keisha and Tegan Simpson. The Golden Mitre Award is given in recognition of outstanding service to the student body. The recipients were elected to the Golden Mitre Honor Society by the graduating class. The award will be presented by Dr. Callan Valson, Professor of Finance, and the inductees are Lauren Lambert and Zoe Whitfield. Don't go too far, Zoe. The Julie Bradshaw Award was established in memory of Julie, a graduate of 1980. It is given to the student who received the highest number of votes for the Golden Mitre. It will be presented by our Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Stina Linden Anderson, and this year it is awarded to Zoe Whitfield. Mr. Chancellor, Dr. Claude Belot, Dr. Christiane Germain, members of the class of 2019, members of Convocation, family and friends. Every year for 176 years, Bishops has celebrated this special day in the life of our university. The central role of the Chancellor, the academic dress, the Latin citations, and the other formalities of the Convocation proceedings remind us that the idea of the university as a community of learning dates back to the Middle Ages and has endured through the centuries. Now, like all great institutions, Bishops has evolved over the decades, as each generation has been charged with ensuring that the university meets the needs of its time. We can all take pride in knowing that although much has changed, Bishops continues to pursue its core mission of offering a sound and liberal education to its students. We remain focused on being an institution of choice for outstanding young people seeking academic excellence and a rich student experience. We strive to be a university that instills curiosity, confidence, courage, and a sense of responsibility in its students, to be a place that nurtures personal and intellectual freedom and fosters enduring friendships. We are proud that our graduating students consistently tell us that we have delivered on the promises we made to them when they chose bishops. For the past 4 years in the Maclean's magazine rankings, our students have ranked bishops at the top for student satisfaction amongst Canada's primarily undergraduate universities. Our students also ranked first our professors, our student life staff, our extracurricular activities, and our experiential learning opportunities, all of which has contributed to bishops being the Canadian university that is most recommended by its students. So it seems that the years that today's graduates have spent at bishops were good ones for them and for the university. Now this year we marked our 175th anniversary. Much of bishops has endured over this time. Our heritage buildings, our bucolic campus, and most importantly, our focus on a liberal education for undergraduates. But it is also true that each generation of students reinvents the university. And the class of 2019 has contributed to bishops being an intellectually vibrant, ambitious, and caring community. J'étais vivement impressionné par les efforts de nos finissants afin que les valeurs fondatrices de notre université soient transmises à la prochaine génération d'étudiants qui, à leur tour, sauront les adopter et les transmettre. Ils ont démontré aux étudiants qui les suivent que les valeurs fondamentales qui sont la curiosité, la rigueur, le respect d'autrui, l'intégrité et l'engagement sont des valeurs sûres. Et, ce faisant, ils ont marqué d'une façon positive leur université. Et grâce à nos étudiants et toute notre communauté universitaire, je peux dire que Bishops a eu une année exceptionnelle. Now, we all know we speak of Bishops as being a bubble, the Bishop's bubble. But the truth is we do not operate in isolation from the world beyond Lennoxville. Every year, as all of our students and faculty and staff know, we sponsor a refugee student. The university waives tuition for the first year and provides a room and residence. Our food supplier, Sodexo, contributes a free meal plan, and a committee of volunteers engages in fundraising to provide support for the students. The Refugee Sponsorship Group held its annual garage sale just a few weeks ago, and this great community undertaking raised over $22,000 for our refugee students. Now, one of the most memorable moments for me, and I suspect for many of today's graduates, that occurred over these last 3 years happened in September of 2016. It was on an evening of orientation week when I had the opportunity to meet with the entering class in Centennial Theatre, some of whom are graduating today. And as I always do, I invited the students to stand based on where they come from. When I asked if there was anyone from the Middle East, 2 young men stood up. I remember it was in the upper right-hand corner of Centennial, and they explained that they were refugees from Syria. I invited them to come and join me on the stage, and in an emotionally charged moment, Ahmad Hamdan and his cousin Bassam were welcomed with prolonged and boisterous standing ovation by their classmates. Ahmad and Bassam have been exemplary members of Bishops. They have told me, as I'm sure they've told many of you many times, how grateful they are to Canadians for welcoming them and how fortunate they are to be at Bishops. Now, as is so often the case, we received much more than we have given. Ahmad and Bassam have encouraged us to appreciate how privileged we are to live in such a peaceful, democratic, and prosperous country. And they have put, I have to say this, many of their Canadian classmates to shame by not only studying in English, but also taking the time to learn to speak French. Now, 3 years ago, we applauded Ahmad and Bassam as they began their new lives at Bishop's. And this afternoon, we applauded Bassam as he received his diploma in business management. Now, I would like you to join me in welcoming Ahmad's parents and Bassam's aunt and uncle, Hiba and Mohammed Hamdan, who have come from Jordan for the first time to celebrate with their son and nephew. Hiba and Mohammed. There they are. Now, I know that Hiba and Mohammed don't speak English or French, but I think it's pretty clear we all speak a universal language. Salam alaikum, peace be upon you. We are so pleased to have you with us. Now, Ahmad and Bassam's journey from Syria to Jordan to Lennoxville may have been the most arduous, but they were not the only international students at Bishop's. In fact, we had students from 68 countries enrolled this year. So the world really does meet on our campus. The Donald Lecture Series also helped bring the world to Bishop's. David Hogg, the co-founder of March for Our Lives and a survivor of the Parkland school shooting in Florida, began this year's lecture series. He shared a compelling message through his call to young people to effect change by participating massively in the electoral process. Speaking to a standing room only audience, David explained how he and his classmates responded to a horrific event in their high school by turning it into a nationwide youth mobilization in favor of gun control. It was a powerful argument for the importance of civic engagement and of the capacity of young people to shape the world. The Right Honourable Beverly McLaughlin, the former Chief Justice of Canada, came to campus in November to deliver a lecture on living with diversity. In retrospect, it was a very timely lecture. It was a prescient and I would say important topic in view of the legislation being considered now by Quebec's National Assembly. Justice McLaughlin shared her thoughts on how our laws and our courts' interpretation of those laws have provided a framework which has allowed diversity to flourish in Canada. And I hope that the Supreme Court will be given an opportunity to pronounce itself on the constitutionality of Bill 21. The third Donald Lecture was delivered by journalist Sally Armstrong, who has been referred to as the war correspondent for the world's women. For 25 years, Sally has followed the action on the front line for women and girls in Afghanistan, Bosnia, Congo, Egypt, and the Middle East. She was the first journalist to bring the story of the women of Afghanistan to the world. The accounts she shared were eloquent testimony to the enormous distance we still have to travel to achieve gender equality in our world. Our fourth Donald Lecturer was Harley Finkelstein, the Chief Operating Officer of the e-commerce platform Shopify. Now, Harley is one of Canada's most dynamic and successful new generation of entrepreneurs, and he shared with us some profound life lessons, some of which we heard echoed by our honorands today, about taking risks, about learning from your setbacks as well as your successes, about having the courage and determination to follow your passions, and about not compromising in seeking joy in your life. In October, we hosted a citizenship ceremony in Centennial Theatre. We were very pleased to be joined by Abenaki Chief Richard Obomsawin, who addressed the new citizens. It was a moving and inspiring experience to share that moment with 40 new Canadians. We are fortunate to have such talented people join us in shaping our country, and we must continue to be an open and welcoming society. Now, the world not only came to Bishops this year, we went out to engage with it. A group of our students attended the Model UN in New York. Our students represented Honduras this year, and they received the Outstanding Delegation Award, which is granted to only the top 5 delegations. This is the second year in a row that Bishops has achieved this honor. Bishops and the Université de Sherbrooke co-hosted the annual conference of the Society for Teaching and Learning in Higher Education, which brought over 600 scholars to our 2 campuses. Our BEST program has enabled a new group of students to pursue their diverse and ambitious dreams. Here's just a sample of what some of our students have done or will be doing over the next few months. One of our education students who crossed the stage this afternoon has just returned from participating in a 4-week internship in youth development and education in South Africa. One of our business students will be taking part in a program in water resource management and sustainable practices in Peru. One of our biology students will be interning at McGill to research the genetic etiology of childhood cerebral vascular malformations. And a psychology student will be attending a program on crime, law, and psychology in Prague. It is reassuring to see that our students are so engaged with the world, because there is much to be concerned about. The report of the National Enquirer into Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls, which was issued earlier this week, was a compelling call for action. It told us once again that the journey towards truth and reconciliation will be arduous, but it is a journey that we must take together. Last month, in the most exhaustive analysis ever undertaken of the decline in biodiversity around the world, the United Nations reported that 1 million species of plants and animals are headed to extinction. And in the political realm, we are experiencing a period of reactionary populism in many parts of the world, with increasing calls to construct barriers and to dismantle institutions which have been built to advance human solidarity. And here in Quebec, we are in the midst of a debate predicated on a hypothesis that many people, myself included, reject. That there is a conflict between the religious neutrality of the state and the freedom of certain public sector employees, including teachers, to express their religious convictions through the clothing or religious symbols they wear. Now, I know that this proposed legislation has been of particular concern for our School of Education, not only because it may impact directly on some of our students, but because it runs counter to the values of respect for diversity, which are central to what we teach our students. As intractable as some of these challenges or conflicts may appear, it is important that we remind ourselves that there is a vast gulf between doing nothing and doing something, no matter how modest its impact. So we are counting on the class of 2019 not to be passive bystanders, never to be silent or indifferent in the face of racism, discrimination, injustice, inequality, intimidation, or environmental degradation. Now, each of us will have our own stories about what made this year unique. I want to share 3 of mine with you. The first occurred last August. We were celebrating the life of Bruce Coulter, our legendary football coach, dean of students, mentor, and friend to countless members of the Bishops community. Bishops alumni from across the country, and in fact internationally, came to pay their respects to Bruce. And following the memorial service, over 250 student athletes formed an honor guard for the Coulter family. It was a powerful gesture of gratitude and respect. Another memorable moment for me occurred last August when 50 young people from across Quebec gathered on the campus for the second Bishops' Forum. The forum is designed to equip the participants to advocate for changes in Quebec society that they would like to see. The most impactful moment was a presentation by 3 young people from Nunavik. Together, they helped us understand the magnitude of their community's challenges while teaching us about determination and resilience. Nigel Adams from Kanjer-Sujawak, Savim Ilgun from Kwaktak, and Martha Tingwak from Opulak spoke about life in Nunavik. They shared a stark portrait of the living conditions of many Inuit, but I believe that they left Bishops with a strong sense that their contemporaries care about them, wish to support them, and to learn from them. The third and final story I want to share is about the opening of the Library and Learning Commons in September. Now, the class of 2019 had to spend, 2 years using a temporary library in the trailers just adjacent to the sports center. But I hope that they would agree that it was worth the wait and the inconvenience. Now, the library was built originally in 1959. It cost $450,000 to build that library. The budget for the renovation this time was $17 million. I have to say I was particularly pleased that Scott Lawson and Doug Jarvis were in attendance for the opening. Scott and Doug were the ones who led the 2012 student referendum, which resulted in our students contributing $1 million to the library renovations. The response from those who work in the library and the students who use it has been exceptionally positive. It has quickly become a popular hub, and I think not just because it has the best coffee and bagels on the campus. We are grateful to the class of 2019 for joining with students from other classes in helping bring this important project to fruition. Now, we did a lot of work this year renovating residences, our science labs, building a new greenhouse, and we continued to be innovative in our research and our teaching. I don't have the time to review all the accomplishments of our diverse and multi-talented faculty, but let me give you a bit of the flavor of the academic vitality of Bishops. Let's take the Sports Studies program as an example, which we established in 2009. It was a risky and bold decision to launch that program. There were no dearth of skeptics when we started. But today, Sports Studies is amongst our most popular programs, providing an intense study of sports and exercise in society. And next fall, we will launch a program in sustainable agriculture and food systems. And we hope to create our own educational farm. So I invite any of the class of 2019 who wants to come back and till some fields to show up next fall, and I'm sure we can put you to work. This year, Bishops continued to pursue its strategic alliance with Acadia, Mount Allison, and St. Francis Xavier universities through the Maple League. Last fall, 4 professors, one from each of the 4 universities, and each from a different discipline, joined together through our video conferencing facilities to team teach a course on the theme of time. They examined time through the lenses of biology, physics, religion, and music. The Williams School of Business has worked to expand significantly experiential learning experiences for its students. and we're confident that these are going to provide insights for the rest of the university as we go forward. So it was a year of innovation and achievement. It was also a year in which we addressed some of the critical issues on our campus. Our Indigenous Student Support and Community Liaison Officer, Melissa Poirier, has now joined us on a permanent basis. And with Melissa's support, we are working on a project which we hope will allow us to convert Divinity House into an Indigenous meeting and learning center. We held our 7th annual Mental Health and Wellness Week, and we continued our efforts to decrease the stigma related to mental illness and to raise awareness about how to facilitate mental health. Individually and collectively, the class of 2019 consistently responded to the needs of people less fortunate than themselves, here in Sherbrooke and around the world. Whether it was the student fashion show raising funds for a local mental health organization, or the Caribbean and African Student Association raising funds for education and healthcare in Rwanda, our students have consistently given of their time, their energy, and their resources to help others. So we owe a great debt of gratitude to the class of 2019 for how they cared for each other, for this institution, and for the world. And so I would like to ask the class of 2019 to rise together so that we can express our gratitude to them, not for what they achieved individually, but for what they have contributed collectively to Bishops. Please. So as I look out at all of you, I'm reminded that it was late on a September night, only a few years ago, that many of you stood together on the lawn in front of the principal's residence, singing, I think even louder than you did today, certainly at the top of your lungs, that you were conditioned to your fate, that you would never graduate, and you would stay here forevermore. Well, fortunately, you were wrong about never graduating, but I suspect that you were right when you sang the line, "College days will linger ever in our hearts." You will certainly linger in ours. And perhaps the words about never graduating were not meant to be taken literally. Perhaps never graduating means never losing your sense of curiosity and your joy in learning. Perhaps never graduating means never ceasing to respect and value people who are different from you. Perhaps never graduating means never being afraid to take risks in pursuit of your dreams. Vous avez fait honneur à votre université, à vos familles et surtout à vous-même. C'est donc avec une grande fierté mêlée d'un peu de tristesse que nous vous disons au revoir. You've done your university, your families, and yourselves proud. It is with a bittersweet feeling that we bid you adieu. We do so, however, with confidence that you leave here ready and determined to choose your own paths, to further the boundaries of knowledge, to care for our planet, and to do your part in the never-ending quest to advance peace, justice, equality, and prosperity in the world. Nous suivrons vos réalisations avec grand intérêt. It is going to be exciting to watch you go. Congratulations for all you have achieved. Thank you for all you have contributed. So celebrate together tonight. I know you're good at that. And then go out and use the knowledge and skills you acquired at Bishops to make the better world you believe in. Congratulations.
I declare this convocation of Bishop's University to be closed. I invite everyone to a reception upstairs in the mezzanine and on the TD Terrace following the singing of the national anthem. The audience is asked to remain seated until the academic procession and graduating students have withdrawn. Please rise and join in the singing of our national anthem, which will be led by Frankie Cobelt of the class of 2019.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons' commands, car ton bras sait porter l'épée, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep